All right, we live. What up, friends? Happy Friday, Junior. Coming at you for the second time today. You guys, look how jacked I look. Oh, look at this. I got tattoo today. I'm gonna catch up with Liz. Mom, don't kill me. Don't kill me, Mom. I promise. I just wanted a little Montana tattoo. So, you guys, it is time to go live and chat about all the things that have been coming up this month. Really, I feel like this comes up all the time. Everybody's always traveling, always doing the things, but now more so than ever, right? So, kind of a big deal to be kicking off summer season with all the things going on. And I know you want to be successful with your current, weight loss goals or weight maintenance goals or muscle building goals, like whatever it is you're trying to do. I know you just want to be successful with it. So, let's give you some of Coach Liz's and my travel hacks to make you successful moving forward for the next 3 months, right? It's probably in 3 months of crazy because we didn't get through shit the last couple of years. So, Liz, kick it off. What do you have for the people? We got to hear. What are the hacks you have for us?
Alrighty. So I created this little list of travel hack things because me and my husband travel so dang much. Like I feel like every weekend we're going somewhere, whether it's by car or plane. Um, and my biggest thing that I pack is protein powder. One, it's hard getting in enough protein when we're all going out to eat. Exactly. Like those are amazing. They look like Tide Pods. I saw them at GNC and you just drop them in water. They're little packets.
Okay.
So it's not like loose powder. You just kind of drop it in and it dissolves. They also have that for pre-workout now too.
Ooh.
Tried it. There's no weird film or anything left behind. So I'm gonna get this because we're going to Spokane soon. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pack that. So now I don't deal with loose powder and Ziploc baggies.
Okay. When are you going to Spokane? There's my first question.
End of July.
Okay. All right. I don't know. Maybe hubby and I can get up there. We could just make it a work trip because, he's from outside of Spokane. So
I love Spokecompton.
oh, yeah. Spokecompton for sure.
Okay. I'm from Rathdrum. So
you're from where?
I'm Idaho. Rathdrum, Idaho. So yeah.
He knows. He's from Waverly.
I'm little farm town.
That's him. No stoplights, no street lights, no nothing. So, okay. Anyway, sorry, that was my tangent.
Another great thing that I always take is oatmeal packets because breakfast is my jam. Yes, exactly. That and literally anything that I have at home, I bring with me.
Yeah.
Especially in the car, freaking cool. I pack my cooler and a few totes full of my protein powders, some tuna packets, just random things. My husband and I, we go to Aftershock every year, and it's 4 days of straight concerts, and yeah, so good. The Sriracha one's the best. But I will pre-prep our meals because it's just over the hill for us. It's a 2.5 hour drive, 3 hour drive. But I pack all of our meals, freeze them, and then stick them in the hotel hotel fridge, and then we're golden. And it's mostly shredded meat with tortillas, and I do little breakfast burritos too. So I'll break the eggs inside a Ziploc baggie or those reusable Ziploc baggies and all my breakfast stuff, and I put that whole baggie in their microwave for 2 minutes, and I have the inside of a burrito that I can just dump inside a tortilla. So that's what I do for car
trips. Things these zip top things. Is that what you use? Nice. I've never even thought about that. That's awesome.
Yep. Drop an egg, some peppers, my ham or whatever I want to put in it. Huh. Shake it up and then put it on its side. Mine are longer and shorter, but
yeah.
And then just pop it in the microwave for a few minutes.
Okay.
And it's great.
I'm gonna have to try that
out. Okay. Nuts, jerky, anything that won't spill. Yep. What else? I love your idea. I've always bought ice packs, but now I'm gonna use protein, my Fairlife and stuff, and freeze them.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I'm very much on the same page as you, same things, whatever. For me, if I do, like, if I know I'm going place and they have a microwave and a fridge and stuff, that makes it so much easier. So, like, I got on a call today with a client who she's going to Vegas here coming up soon. And so she's already game planning and strategizing. And I'm like, perfect. I was just in Vegas last month, a couple months ago. And I actually tried to research ahead of time, right? I like tried to see, will I have a fridge and a microwave? And it told me online that those things were available to me. And guess what? I showed up at the hotel. I'm like, hey, like, can I get a microwave? And they're like, yeah, no, we don't do that. I'm like, you should change the internet then, because it says that you have a microwave that I could ask for when I checked it. So I was pissed because I had brought these little guys. These are called Easy Egg Witches, and I just pour my egg whites in them and cook them in the microwave for like a minute and a half. I do this at home too all the time, you guys. I'll put like 2 servings of egg whites in it. If I'm throwing my eggs into oatmeal, I'll sprinkle cinnamon. If I'm going for more of a savory flavor, then I put everything but the bagel seasoning. But again, a minute and a half, 2 egg white servings. I'll use 4 egg white servings typically for a breakfast to give me 20 grams of protein. But again, I'm down with this idea of these little zip top things. So I'm going to give that a try. So again, that would have been great because I also brought oatmeal. And guess what? If I don't have a microwave, like, how am I going to eat my egg whites and my oatmeal? So I was pissed. So if you can, like, find out ahead of time the place you're going, you guys, like, do you have those things available to you? And that'll help. So I did end up renting a fridge because they just had the mini bar fridge set up. And if you moved to anything, you were going to get charged all this money. So I called down, like, can I get a fridge? Yep, it's $25. Okay, cool, whatever. So lo and behold, at the end of the trip, oh no, it was $25 a day plus tax. So there's the big thing is like Vegas sucks, but pretty much anywhere else you go, anywhere else I go, you guys, they have great setups for fridges and microwaves. So you can typically take oatmeal and egg whites and all that bullshit. So I was telling Liz about my travel hack of Fairlife protein shakes, you guys. I freeze these before my trip and then I use them as ice packs. So then it's keeping all the stuff that I am taking that's cold, like lunch meat and veggies and fruits and stuff. It's keeping all that stuff in my carry-on cold because I don't ever like to check a bag. But, you know, if you're somebody who's checking a bag, you obviously have better options. So use them as ice packs and then they'll thaw and you can drink them on your trip. I also had taken this bad boy, right? My egg whites, because I was planning on eating eggs, and I froze it. Because again, if you take anything that's liquid through security, as long as it's frozen solid, you're fine. They will check it. Okay. So plan for a little extra time. And Liz was great about pointing that out in her travel guide that you guys are going to get. That if you actually like plan ahead and know that TSA is kind of going to fuck with you and they're going to look at your stuff when you take food, like just be prepared for a few extra minutes. So anyways, ice packs. And then I also take these little guys, these go-go squeezes. They're typically like for kids. They're little applesauce, go-to, whatever. You guys, these, you're gonna get 2 grams of fiber in one of these, and they have different flavors, right? There's like peach, there's strawberry, all the things. So you can get a quick little on-the-go carb fix. Again, freeze them because they are considered to be liquid, but freeze things and then use them as ice packs rather than taking ice packs or getting ice and then it melting all over your shit or whatever. So then let's go into kind of what I used these for, because remember, I couldn't cook my egg whites. What I did, and this is actually in a highlight on my Instagram under travel hacks, I would go in the morning, we would walk to Starbucks because, you know, you got to get your steps in Vegas in the morning and you got to get some caffeine because they're not giving you a free coffee maker in your hotel room either. Nothing's free in Vegas. So I went to Starbucks, bought an iced whatever bullshit Americano. Then when it was gone, what I did is I got more ice, put it in my big ass 20-ounce cup. I did like 2 to 4 servings of egg whites. These are pasteurized, you guys. So you're not going to get sick by eating these raw. You're going to be fine. I used 2 to 4 servings of this. That gives you anywhere from 10 to 20 grams of protein. And then I mixed it with one of my Fairlife shakes, and that's another 30 grams of protein. Okay. So you were already front loading your day with plenty of protein so that you're full, you're not snacky, like you're getting the nutrients that you need to stay sustained throughout the day so that you can go and have like a more fun dinner, right? Because again, if you're going somewhere like Vegas, you're probably going to go out to eat. So start your day with protein, fruits and veggies if you can. And so these were just a couple of hacks I got for you. It tastes amazing, you guys. It's not going to taste gross like the egg whites. It takes over the caramel or the chocolate flavor of the Fairlife shakes. But okay, so those were a few of the things that I brought. Do you have anything else to interject, Liz, before I move on to some of my other things? I know you got.
So, One of the biggest things that I always tell people to do is look at the restaurants around you.
Yep.
Like, look them up. Close to every single restaurant has like their menus online. Everybody's going to have vegetables, carbs, and protein. And if you guys are just doing that, like, you guys don't have to be weird and like carry around a scale unless you absolutely want to. I have bodybuilder friends that do that because they are on prep and like they need to do that. So that's fine. But for our general amount of like people,
Lifestyle.
cool. Like, yeah. I'm not going to carry around a scale. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I ate a piece of protein that was like the size of this, and I ate some carbs.
Yep.
And I enjoyed the sauces and a beer.
Totally. No, I think that's huge, right? Looking at the menu and deciding ahead of time, like, what are the things you want to have? And so that was something else we talked about in today's call, right? During the day, she's going to do some of these like hacks and stuff. And then at night, they know they're going to want to go out to dinner. And I'm like, okay, so like, what kind of people are you? Do you like to have drinks? Do you like to have appetizers, desserts? Like, what does going out to dinner look like for you typically? She's like, yeah, we don't really do like the appetizers, the desserts. We want to have a few drinks. We want to have dinner. I'm like, cool, easy. So we're already going to budget, and a certain amount of calories for the night, right? Not necessarily saying she's going to track. It's just, she's going to front load her day with something like this protein shake, right? So that she's easily hitting her protein goal. She'll have some fruits and veggies, right? She's going to like CVS. She'll get some like grab and go salads or some pre-chopped fruit or veggies or whatever. Cause again, this is exactly what I did in Vegas. And she happens to be staying like in the exact same area as me, or that I was in. And then at night, it's like, hey, I already know what I had during the day. I'm going to track those things because I'm just eating in my room. I'm working in my room. So I'm going to have my protein. I'm going to have my salad, whatever. And she's on about 2,000 calories a day right now, which is awesome. So that means she's going to track for the morning / lunchtime, make sure she's got about 800, 1,000 calories in for the day or whatever, knowing that she's likely going to have more calories at night. And so we're not treating this as like a restrict and then binge type of scenario. It's front load your day with protein and fruits and vegetables, and you're going to feel full and satisfied. And then allow yourself that like 1,000 calories at night to have a couple of cocktails, to have a nice entree of a steak or seafood and some vegetables and potatoes or like whatever. But she's also going to go into it mindfully, knowing that she already looked at the menu. She narrowed it down to like maybe her top 2 or 3 choices. That way she doesn't even need to look at the menu, because that's what happens, you guys, is you look at it and everything looks good, right? So if you already go into it with a game plan, knowing you're going to enjoy that meal and that you've allocated, a decent chunk of your caloric budget for the day, like you're going to feel really good and satisfied about going into that meal. So yeah, just kind of a little offshoot there about planning. I love that tip, Liz.
See, and like I love like the whole mindset behind it too. Like, yes, like do this, be intentional about your movements, but all like your choices, but know that, especially because pretty much everybody that we coach is logging their food and like tracking things to some extent, is you guys don't have to be perfect. Don't over stress yourself out. Close enough is good enough. Yep. So what you see is what you're going to track and be like, meh, yeah, like I said, like this is about that. So I'm going to put that in my tracker. I'm not going to be like, excuse me, was that really 5 ounces? And can you weigh exactly 3 ounces? They're going to literally flip you the bird and be like, okay, crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Butter on the side.
It's good enough.
Yeah, for sure. And it's all about, that mindset piece and just going into it, knowing like, I'm going to make a better decision than I would have. And that's kind of the beauty of tracking. And that's why like in our program, we do typically start with some form of tracking. We do typically track throughout most of this, right? It's going to look different for everybody at different stages and everything. But tracking, you guys, is a tool for awareness. I was talking to another client today where she was just talking about how she was proud of herself because although she didn't hit her targets for the weekend, she was aware. She was just like, I just want to track everything to like kind of see about where I'm at, right? So now she could see that if she continues to do that all summer, it's not going to lead to a place where she wants to be, right? She's all of a sudden built up the awareness of like, holy shit, I can rack up a lot of calories if I just keep eating all those things and not going into it with like a game plan or a strategy. It's all about the awareness tool. Like if you have an idea about like, oh yeah, that looks like a 6-ounce steak. oh yeah, like 10, 13 chips, that's probably a serving. Like I don't need 3 baskets of chips, right? Like all about awareness, portion sizes, so that you can do this for forever. Like not have to track for forever, but just know like, yes, this feels like I'm aware of what I'm putting in my body right now and, kind of what that's going to lead to. So, anyways, tangent always. What else you got for us, Liz?
What else? I had so many like mindset-y things. I for every single person, because I know that especially when I was in a deficit right now, I'm like loving being in a surplus right now. So I'm like, what do you mean I get like 300 carbs?
Yes, the best. The best.
So,
how do people live without carbs?
Exactly. But like even going from so I'm in a surplus right now for the next few weeks, but then I'm going to go back to maintenance. That's going to be a deficit for me. And we're going to be on vacation in between then. And always remember that when you have those goals in your mind, tell yourself like, hey, like, Liz, don't be an asshole. Like, remember your goals. This is temporary. Like, it doesn't mean that I don't get to enjoy it. Like I posted something the other day that I meal prepped and like I'm still within my macros, but I can still fit in my high noons and I can still fit in Oreos.
Yes.
Like you don't have to get rid of things.
No.
Just adjust the amounts. And yes. I love that you said load with protein and then I get to enjoy all the carbs and fat later.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I do.
Exactly. Yep. I even talked about, I think today, how I switched up what I usually have, right? I usually like to have my protein, like crack bowl that I call it at the end of the day, where I'm having yogurt and I'm having berries and a little bit of stevia and whatever. And I typically throw in an Oreo. And today, well, coach bumped up my carbs this week, so we're excited about it. But I had my Oreo earlier today because I decided, you know what? I don't want to have a yogurt bowl tomorrow. I want to have ice cream. So yesterday I planned out my food so I could have my goddamn salted caramel Oreo ice cream from McGill's tonight, you guys. Like, I'm not having it every night, but I get to have it if I plan for it in advance. So I made sure I had protein at all my meals leading up to that, and we're Gucci. So yeah, have the Oreos, have the ice cream, have the fun, front load your day to make it easier at the end of the day to fit in those more treat-like things.
Yep. The other tip I have is tell us as your coach. Please tell us. Don't just be like, oh yeah, last week I was on vacation. I'm like, wait, what? Like, cool. How was it? And there normally what I get is, well, I full sent it and I don't know how to get back on track. And I'm like, well, you probably wouldn't have full sent it if we could have had a conversation. Yeah. So communicate with us because we have really rad tips and like resources for you. And we can even help you look things up and like kind of guide you in that way. Like one of my friends, Summer, like she's going out of town. Like I can give her tips, like going out to a wedding and stuff like that. Few friends that love going out, but then they're like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do for workouts? There's hotels, there's really rad, like gyms. We're all CrossFit people. So there's always a box for us to drop in at, like drop in somewhere. If you guys are traveling like with your car, bring all your lifting things. You'll be more inclined to want to do your workouts and like have out a plan. I always have like an at-home option for people too. So you guys can just do things or just focus on your steps.
Yeah.
Like walk around, you're on vacation, visit the sites, like get in your steps at least.
I think that's excellent too. Cause even earlier, how I'd mentioned we'd go to Starbucks in the morning. Like that was our way. You guys know it takes like 20 minutes to walk just through your hotel in Vegas. So you're getting like 2,000 steps just from that alone. But we would always make sure we were mindful of starting the day with some sort of movement. Even we were in Jamaica for our birthdays in February, and that was what we did every day. We got up, like walked to the beach, walked around the property just to get in that movement to like really start the day off on a healthy choice that tends to lead to more healthy choices, right? We're not going and doing some like ass kicking workout that's just like driving us into the ground so that we feel super fatigued, because guess what? You go do something like that and you're probably gonna like spike that hunger throughout the day, right? Like, oh, all of a sudden I'm feeling hungry because you're trying to like support that workout that you just killed yourself with. So if working out on vacation isn't what you want to do, beautiful. Don't do it, but get in movement and be mindful and not just sitting on your ass just because, oh, I earned it. Guess what? You didn't earn being lazy. Like nobody earns being lazy. You're earning more life by just living life, right? So I want you to be excited about what your body can do, because guess what, you guys, there's people out there that would kill to be able to just get up and go for a morning walk. And most of you can do that, I think. So do it on vacation. It sets the tone for the day for sure.
Oh yeah. And it's so good for your mood too. Like how much better is your day when you're outside for 5 minutes? And like you're gonna find like me and the husband when we went to San Francisco, flew in like 5 hours earlier than what we were like supposed to. And we're like, oh, let's go walk around. Like we explored everywhere and found like the coolest places. And I'm all, oh my gosh, I'm gonna spend my entire life savings on all of the clothes. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
We get to find and see cool things.
For sure. For sure. That's one of the reasons. So I used to be like a half marathon runner. It was something I enjoyed doing. Now I'm suffering through training for this one. I am excited about it, but it's because of travel, right? Like that's the reason we do these things. Like I've gone to Vancouver, Lisbon, Dublin, and now I'm doing Kauai, because we're making it into a trip, right? So when we're on our feet and we're like doing that race or something, we need to check out the sites. And then it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I want to hop over there like later on. So, use a vacation as an excuse to do something active that maybe you wouldn't do normally. Cause guess what? I wouldn't just go here in Denver and run a half marathon because it's miserable because it's 6,000 feet elevation. But yeah, getting out and exploring your surroundings, that's stuff that you're not going to see if you're just hanging out in a car the whole time or hanging out in your hotel room the whole time. So, anything else at the moment? I'm going to throw some more food options up here. You feel good?
Oh yeah. Throw more food out.
Throw some more food options. So Liz already talked about like all these things. We got the jerky. We got the packs of protein powder. You can buy single serving size stuff. You could just put your regular protein powder in little individual Ziploc bags, or just put in like a quart size bag with a scoop or something. The tuna packets Liz mentioned. I love these guys. The Joseph's pitas. These, I'll just grab these and like some deli meat and maybe like a Laughing Cow wedge. I was like, oh, I thought I got this out. So Laughing Cow cheese wedge, deli meat, Joseph's pita. You're going to get some banging protein. So one of these little wraps has 6 grams of protein and 2 grams of fiber. You spread that Laughing Cow on there. You give yourself 4 ounces of turkey, and you're going to get like 30 grams of protein in this meal. And it's just a wrap, right? Don't have to have anything fancy. Please don't tell me, oh, I can't take these to my vacation. You can. Okay. I already gave you all the hacks for how to keep them cold while you're traveling. All right. And then little bags of veggies. You guys know I'm all about these. Slicing up my peppers, throwing in baby carrots, grape tomatoes, sugar snap peas, 4 servings of veggies in a bag. Some of you are not eating 4 servings of veggies in a day or a week. You can have this in one single meal, and it's like going to keep you full. This was definitely one of my go-tos when I travel. I buy those turkey breasts from Costco and just chop them up. Do one of these, put it into little 4-ounce baggies or something. Like that's pretty much like at least a serving size. You should be having anywhere from like 4 to 6 or 8 ounces if you really want to hit that protein goal. So chop up some turkey. They've got these amazing little packs where you just pop them in a microwave. So these ones, it's full green rice cauliflower. You can buy these just at King Soopers or whatever. One package is 35 calories, 6 carbs, 6 grams of fiber, 2 grams of protein. All you do is pop this thing in the microwave for 1 minute. Super simple. You could even do, if you want to take some carbs, I don't really mention the carbs too much just because people are typically saving that for like going out for dinner or whatever, right? But if you needed to, one of these pouches of penne pasta, 320 calories, 62 carbs. Is that kind of a lot? Yeah. So maybe you just eat half of the pouch one meal and half the pouch another meal, whatever, depends on you and your needs. But there are easy, convenient options, you guys. And then, of course, things like bananas, things like apples. Like you don't even need a refrigerator for that stuff. So quit giving me your excuses that you can't travel with fruits and vegetables unless you're like going out of the country or going to Hawaii. That's a totally different thing. But yeah,
where you travel to will have grocery stores.
Exactly.
You're not traveling to a town where there's not a grocery store or a gas station. Like I've literally had groceries delivered to our Airbnb by the time we got there.
There you go.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like now I can just totally eat like I'm at home.
Yep.
I also like all of those snacks. I'll get those little Tupperwares with the little separators in it.
Mhm.
And I'll do like cucumbers with like ranch seasoning on it because I can't always take the dressing with me, but the seasoning packets.
Yeah.
Some lunch meat and cheese and crackers. And I got some Rockstar adult Lunchables. You can even do that with your Joseph's bread and make literally pizza Lunchables.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say adult Lunchables or like on the go charcuterie boards or something.
Exactly. Like, that's my jam. We went to Tahoe yesterday, and that's literally what I packed. Everybody was like, Liz, you're so cute with your little things. I'm like, and I made you guys one.
In the most. Oh my goodness, I love it. And that's the thing too, is like there's grocery stores and you can take things with you. Like whatever, Kyle and I go to the mountains or whatever, because that's where his radio stations are. So we have to go up there frequently for different work events and whatnot. We take our cooler or our backpack cooler or whatever, and we just grab the meals that we would have prepped for at home, right? It's like, hey, this isn't like anything exciting. Like, sure, we'll go out to dinner or something, but during the day, it's like, hey, let's bring our overnight oats. Let's bring our stuff to make sandwiches. I've been posting that a lot when we're traveling because we've been doing some road trips and stuff. We stop to charge our car, and what do? We grab ourselves our stuff to make a sandwich real quick while the car's charging. Like, you can eat food in your car that you would eat at home. Like, it's pretty simple as long as you bring a cooler and utensils. Don't forget that if you need them. But
put everything in a tortilla.
Yeah, right. It's like if you can take stuff to the office or you can take stuff like wherever, like why can't you take it on a trip with you and then like budget those calories for the fun things, right? Like you don't want to have to be like, oh, I'm eating this crappy like gas station pizza or hot dog or whatever, when really I would way rather have those 500 calories at some amazing dinner that we're going to go out to tonight. So yeah, just planning in advance helps. Okay. What else we got? Anything?
Ooh, what else do I have? Bring your vitamins, especially if you're taking creatine. Don't just stop it. Just take it with you.
Yes. Take the vitamins. Oh, another one. Just remembered. Take a gallon of water with you if you're road tripping or whatever. Or like I was telling my girl today on our Vegas call, I was like, here's the thing. You're going to want to go to this Walgreens and buy a gallon of water, right? So that's what we did. We, again, just got in steps. We walk over to Walgreens. We each got gallons of water for each day that we were there so that we knew what we were drinking from. Because here's a pro tip. You stay at the Encore in Vegas, I think it's $16 for like an 18-ounce bottle of water. Or you could go to Walgreens and buy a gallon for $1. So, and this way you don't have to track how much water you're drinking. Like how many water bottles do I drink? No, you're just going to drink that entire gallon that day. And if you're telling me a gallon is too much for you, I promise you there is no better time to be drinking a gallon of water than when you're on vacation and you're eating a bunch of shit that you don't normally eat, right? Your body wants to sort of like get all that digested a little bit more on an expedited process. So drink your water, no guesswork, buy a gallon. I do this all the time. Like if I'm going up to my parents, I just keep a gallon jug up there that I can refill for when I'm staying there. And that way I don't have to think about how much water I'm drinking. I just pour from that all day into my little drinking vessel. So yeah.
Yep. I always bring this, especially on a plane, like it empty. And then I just fill it up once I get past TSA and I'm all cool.
Yeah.
Now I have water. And
exactly. Yeah, just take like a blender bottle or something, a little Starbucks tumbler, whatever it is, but take some sort of a refillable water container, you guys. It's super beneficial. All right. Yep. Oh, and then let's talk like low calorie cocktails. So if you're like, well, I really want to have some drinks, but one of my hacks that I talk about all the time is I drink vodka water with like some Crystal Light, just squeeze that stuff in there. Let me grab it real quick because I can. Yeah, I do these all the time, and it's just a delicious little drink, Crystal Light, strawberry lemonade. That way you're not wasting calories on mixers, right? If you want to have your booze, fine, have your booze, but have a 0-calorie mixer with it. I would recommend like a single tall vodka water so that you're getting way more water compared to the vodka. Drink it slow, savor it. And if you don't want to add this in because it'll make you drink it too fast, great. Fresh squeezed lemons. They will give you all the lemons you want. They're not going to charge you extra. It is not guacamole. So you're good.
Right. See, I always challenge people or have it as like a task for every drink that you drink, you owe me a cup of water take a sip of your drink, take a sip of water.
There you go.
It'll spit it out. And then 2, you'll be so full of water. You're like, 1, I do this and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a cheap date. Like I had 2 drinks instead of like 5.
Exactly. It's so much easier that way, you guys. And again, we're all about saving money as well. All right.
Especially with gas prices.
For sure, dude. Okay. Any other hacks from you, Liz, before I open up to see if anybody has questions?
No, I'm good.
Feel good? Okay. So there's just a few of you on here, which I appreciate you guys so much for being here. But do you have any questions or any hacks that you use that you want to share with us? Silence. Okay, great. Well, cool. So here's the deal, you guys. Liz is amazing, and she came up with a whole guide about travel hacks and tips and whatnot. I'm going to drop that in the Facebook group. I will link you to it, and you'll get instant download access to it. So watch out for that link. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to drop a comment on this. Let us know if you watched it, if you found it valuable, if you learned a new tip or trick or hack or whatever. And of course, if you have hacks, we would love to hear about them in the comments below. So you guys have an amazing rest of your night. Happy Friday, Junior, and be on the lookout for some exciting stuff to come from us over this next week or so. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.